Research by Tufts University shows children are getting their healthiest meals at school, and that meal programs play an important role in supporting obesity prevention, overall student health, and academic achievement. This is why it's imperative that the food offered be nutritious and the children educated on the health impacts of certain diets. Hi, I'm RP Menzel. Today I'm going to be explaining the benefits of implementing a universal meals program in Washington schools and key strategies to inspire people to improve adolescent nutrition in their communities. California has taken a major step in the fight against child hunger by implementing a universal meals program that goes beyond federal requirements by moving income-based eligibility for free meals, and funds have been allocated to upgrade school kitchens for fresh, local food production. The program helps families with food costs, reduces the stigma of free lunches, and ensures students have access to nutrition at school. In addition to providing food to students regardless of income, universal meal programs focus on giving students the time, often built into the curriculum, to nourish their bodies, receive nutrition education, and develop healthy eating habits. A study published by the University of California evaluated the impact over the 5-year span since the program was implemented, and here are just a few key findings of many. 66% of students and 65% of parents reported that the UMP had resulted in feeling less stigma or embarrassment associated with eating school meals. Community approval. Support for the UMP is widespread across all income levels of California, with 80% of parents and 87% of students supporting the program. Increased meal participation. Over 2/3 of California school food service directors reported increased student participation in response to the UMP policy. Better school finances. Food service directors reported that UMPs have resulted in increased revenues, less meal debt due to unpaid meal charges, and improvements in staff salaries and benefits. The primary audience this campaign will be communicating to are the local schools, the districts, and the childhood development centers, but also attempts to communicate to early education organizations, the administrators behind them, the shareholders that fund the projects, donors, and those that contribute to the nutrition, education, and welfare of children. Understanding these targets' needs and pain points are critical in crafting an effective messaging campaign that's both informative and educational, but also engaging. This group has the most control over the nutrition and the nutritional education that's offered in their districts and organizations. Appealing to this group is foundational for a campaign aiming to reform childhood nutrition systems. The overall goal of this campaign is to inspire communities to push for greater nutritional standards in public schools, convince Washington legislatures to enact systemic changes in order to improve the nutrition and accessibility of school breakfasts and lunches. The objectives of the campaign is to garner support through an effective and targeted messaging campaign for the implementation of a statewide universal meals program for schools. Some of the strategies to accomplish this is to target legislative bodies and school program administrators to demonstrate the financial and academic benefits of the program. Also, to target parents through the traditional and social media with informational marketing. Tactics involved in the campaign include sponsored social media infographics targeted to parents and educational professionals, TV PSAs evoking an emotional response in parents, administrator training program and instructional web content, partnerships with childhood organizations, NGOs, and political campaigns. A rough timeline of the campaign includes social media ads and donations in Q3 of 2026 to launch campaign, raise funds, and get people involved. In Q4 of 2026 to release the TV PSA and raise awareness with traditional media advertisement, launch educational program videos as well. Q1 of 2027 Involves the partnerships and sponsors to collaborate with established organizations like Action for Healthy Kids and the USDA. And then after, in Q2 of 2027, to assemble the instructional seminars and district recruitment events to launch an informational campaign aimed at reaching out and educating and recruiting school districts. The successful result of this campaign is ultimately the implementation of an equitable, effective, and efficient school meals program for the state of Washington. This campaign is to inform Washingtonians of the benefits of a universal meals program as a way of improving the nutrition, education, and access to healthy food for students. In order to gauge the effectiveness of the campaign, we'll be looking at district participation rate, funds raised, number of partnerships engaged, donor ROI, conversions from ad traffic and organization website, subscription mailing list participants, number of kids reached and families helped, as well as legislative wins. A healthy diet is associated with improved academic achievement, according to the American Heart Association, and that every $1 invested in U.S. school meal programs provides $2 in health and economic benefits. With strong, effective messaging, we can advocate for systemic change that would give many access to breakfast and replace processed and high-sugary foods with nutrition, protein-packed ones to give students their best shot. I'm RP, thank you for listening.